Chapter 16, Gifts. 6 months later, Wanyanyekevu was asleep on his air mattress when Letzi awakened him. Sabaoth is pleased with the dedication of his children. He has helped them learn because the next task of their journey is quickly coming upon them. For the next 2 weeks, they need to learn their gifts and how to use them. They must recognize it for themselves for them to appreciate them. Today, eat and meditate, for Sabaoth's gifts are given. Wanyanyekevu woke up everyone. Today, we will not jeûn but meditate. They had looked forward to training, but at the same time, it truly relieved them. Thinking it was a surprise for them, because Wanyanyekevu was acting mysterious, they kept their guards up anyway, just in case it was a trick. They prepared to go out to fish. Jom had got so caught up in his training that he was constantly meditating. Even now, he was thinking about how he met Wanyanyekevu and how his brother was fussing about him trying to touch the bubble's wall. "How are you doing that, Jom?" said Jonathan. Jom turned to Jonathan. "Do what?" Jonathan said. "Wait." Jom looked around at everyone's faces and saw a look of awe on their faces. Jom said to them, "What?" Jonathan ran to his tent, grabbed a mirror, and returned to Jom. "Look," he said. To his amazement, he had Wanyanyekevu's body, face, hands, everything. He was Wanyanyekevu. Jom quickly stopped thinking, and he returned to himself. Jonathan said, "You did me too." Jom thought about Jonathan. He changed into Jonathan, and quickly changed back to himself. "How did I do that?" Jom said, looking at Wanyanyekevu. Wanyanyekevu said, "This is your gift from Sabaoth." Looking at the rest, he said, "Continue to meditate, and your gift will manifest." Jom stood fishing, smiling and laughing. He changed back to Wanyanyekevu, looked at Wanyanyekevu. Truly, Sabaoth is able. A cold then hot feeling rushed through Jom's entire body. Then all of a sudden, he started saying things that no one understood. Jom looked at Wanyanyekevu to ask him what was happening, and Wanyanyekevu did a dance and started speaking another language as well. He stopped and told Jom to continue as Sabaoth blessed him. Wanyanyekevu spoke to the rest. "This is the sign that Sabaoth has accepted you and given you your true indication of his acceptance to speak in other tongues, or enlightenment." Jonathan and Daniel were fishing, while the rest were scattered in different directions as they meditated and gathered beans and berries. Merce was singing and collecting berries. Her singing made her happy while grabbing a berry she couldn't quite reach. Then, suddenly, she heard her basket drop, but she had the berry in front of her eyes, but was larger. She looked from side to side and saw this long object in front of her face. She stopped. "Joy, how did I get up here?" Surprised, Joy shouted, You're a bird!" Mercy laughed and quickly came down the tree, but unknowingly, she was a snake slithering down the tree. Clapping her hands, Joy told Mercy, "Do it again." Every time Joy clapped her hand, she saw sparks coming from her hands. She held her hand up, and electricity went out of her hands like lightning bolts. Excited, she pointed to Elisha. "Elisha!" she shouted, and a bolt of lightning shot from her hand, and headed toward Elisha. Elisha held up his hand as he saw the lightning racing toward him. But it hit a force field and exploded on impact. Elijah was fishing and heard everything so far away, came running to see what all the excitement was about. "I heard you all the way over there by the lake," said Elijah. Elisha replied, "How is that possible?" Before Elijah could say a word, Joy pointed to the east. "What is that cloud of dust coming from?" Wanyanyekevu was approaching them. "That's Grace. She just ran 15 miles around the entire lake in 3.2 seconds. Jonathan was walking toward everyone, holding Daniel by the hand. "It seems like everyone has received their gift except Daniel and me," Jones said to Jonathan. "If that's you holding Daniel's hand, you have received yours as well, for we cannot see you." Daniel looked at Jonathan. He felt his hand, but he was not there. Daniel smiled, saying, "You're invisible."